Ah, yes. You know where you're at, people. You here with the Thompson's Kennels, man. Coming live to you from Hood Woods, baby. It's been a little while. Gotta do some updates. Everybody know, the long-time followers, everybody knows I do heating and air for a living. So I had a week of 85-degree weather. Everybody turned the AC on for the first time. And boy, did I make some good money. Jesus Christ, did I make some money. But busy as can be. But I'm gotta do an update video. Today I'm officially on vacation. 10 days off. I needed that bad. Needed that real bad. But gonna hey Trent, let me shoot this video. You can go ahead and start on that side. I said I'm shooting a video. Do what you do. I was just letting you know I was recording. Sorry, I had my little help out here. But this is Mr. Mark's mail. This is off of Flash and Corona. I have to do an update for him. These will be going. He's actually acquired 2 from me. He's going to New Mexico. Hopefully no more delays with the transport. Transport should be here this weekend for him. And for his little female right there. So he's acquired 2. Both of these are going to New Mexico. Just a little update from Mr. Mark here. Everybody's doing good and healthy. Hey, I did the back already. I did the cages. Do everything else. Whee. Everybody been hitting me up for updates and stuff. Oh yeah. Let's get to the updates real quick. That was Mr. Mark's 2 pups. Like I said, they're heading out this weekend. Start on this side of the cage. Had to do some soul searching about this. I was talking to my daughter. And like I said, we're going to keep a pair off of the Lady of Rage and Zulu breeding. I just have a lot of male dogs. And me and my daughter was talking, and the circumstances we had where we lost some good females, I really don't need them. I would be kind of collecting right at that point, and I don't want to do that when I know this male here is real nice. And he'd make a great companion for somebody. So I'm not gonna be greedy. You know, that's one of the rules about being a breeder and a dog man and running your yard. You know, you got to know when enough's enough. And as far as male dogs go, additional male dogs go, I'm not going to hold it too much. I'm not going to hold too much. I have some real super high quality prospects that haven't even been bred yet. And I got to get back on my rotation. These are my pair that I'm keeping. This male will be kept due to the circumstances that happened with the mother to this litter. She passed away. So this is a necessity thing as far as me having to keep this male. And that's his sister. Like I said, what's going on, pups? What's going on, pups? So this is more necessity. So these are my keeps. Like I said, I will entertain rehoming conversations about this male, but it has to go to the right person. He's a firecracker. And socks, stop. He's a firecracker, so we're gonna have to figure that part out. Like I said, I'll have the email in the title. We could talk about it. Like I said, he is the breeder's choice male. So, you know, have your mind and your money right. This is trackside male. He should be leaving next week. So, you know, they're siblings. This was probably one of the most consistent breedings I had in a while, just to be honest with you guys, the Flash times Corona. So it still sucks that we lost Corona after having a great litter of pups that she threw us off our first breeding. But this is trackside's male. He got to be by himself. You know, we showed videos and how this thing is with these dogs. Just being honest on it, but he's leaving next week. Do me a favor, spray that out real quick. Let me go to this last one over here. This is a female. Just a little update on her. She's my keep female. Real nice little bitch. She's a belly mate sister to the first brindle male that I showed. She will be staying here with us. And people who are harassing me about Flash Corona males, this is the last male that I will allow, and he is nice. I believe him and Trax male are pretty much twins. They're pretty much identical. They share the same attitude, very outgoing dogs, hard working to be little pups. I mean, hard working little puppies. A lot of questions was asked to me about this breeding. I don't do peds online. I don't need people in my business, but just to dumb it down so I'm not getting repetitive emails, because I haven't been able to answer a lot of people in about the last 2 weeks. I haven't even made videos. Like I said, real money has been calling. Like a lot of new subscribers and stuff. I do not sell dogs for a living. I do heating and air and refrigeration for a living. This is something that I enjoy to do. It's a great hobby. Me and my family are invested in it. That's what this is. This is not sustainable income. Anything I really get back off of dogs is pretty much what I put out. So if you wanted to be on business levels, it's like breaking even. There's a lot of dogs you could be involved with that you could sell that would make astronomical more money, amounts of money than American Pit Bull Terriers. But hey, boy, I am allowing him to go. He's very reminiscent of Commando, even though Commando's not in his genealogy. Both of them. But they are identical to Cookie and Corona. These are double mailman pups, not father-daughter breeding. This is a half-brother, half-sister breeding. Both of these dogs' parents are children off a mailman. So there's no confusion. Both of their parents are off of mailman. They have different mothers. We paired them together to do a half-brother, half-sister breeding, which produced these pups that you see here. Heavy Bulls, Bolio with the Sorrel's blood. That's pretty much what we have available right now. Like I said, I'll bang the email in the comment section. Y'all are getting separated. I'm on vacation now. I got time. Y'all are getting separated. A lot of other weird shit been going on. I got a lot of emails about certain things that, like I said before, when I could peek in and get a little moment to think and stuff, I try to catch up with certain people. You know, these dogs are not going to be an easy thing to be in, you know. Just going to be honest, 120%. They're not going to be an easy thing to be in anymore, you know. The level of stupidity that has taken place on social media, the dialect that gets spoken, you know, I used to talk shit, and people used to laugh at me and say, "Oh, Thompson, you too serious about certain shit." This was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I started to let you guys know, you know, this thing here, what's up? This thing here is going to get serious with these dogs. Behind the dialect, what people are posting on social media is going to be a fucking problem. And now it's coming to a head. And who gets punished is the dogs. Because they're not rescuing these dogs, they're going to kill them. Let's just keep it 100%. You know, me and Triple J, we've had negative words in the past. I don't have no animosity towards him. I hope he doesn't have any towards me. I wouldn't really care. Hey, shh. I really wouldn't care either which way. But he did say something in his earlier videos that I heard that was so true. And I try to remind people of that. And what he said was, they rather see these dogs dead than you own them. And with that being said, you really need to let that soak in. You know, like I said, me and him had negative words in the past. This ain't no video to be going back and forth. This is just some real shit that's coming from the heart. We had negative words in the past, but he said some shit that was 100% legit. And that part of it is real. They rather see these dogs dead than you own them. And I hope that doesn't go in one ear out the other for some individuals. I hope that's something that you can actually let that soak in. And then you'll know what type of environment you're dealing with when you're dealing in these dogs. You know, I get it. I get it. The historical aspect of it, I get it. But what ends up happening is you get, like I talked about it on several lives and stuff, you get people, old timers, they want their flowers, they come out the woodworks, and they got social media pages, which is so ironic is because they talk shit about internet dog people, but they're on the internet talking about fucking dogs. Nonetheless, they're talking about illegal, stupid shit that shouldn't even be reiterated on the internet. But long story short, that shit has a, I mean, at some point you got to ask yourself, do you actually give a fuck about the dogs or where they're going to end up or the message you're kind of portraying, especially to a lot of young brothers who don't know any better. We got a whole, I'm pushing 40. I'm 39 years old. But there's a whole group of young brothers who they're going to make these mistakes. It's just life. Young brothers make mistakes. You learn from them. I made mistakes. I had to go sit down. Shit has happened in my life. I'm not perfect. But whatever you're doing historically or saying historically, end that shit with, hey man, you probably don't need to be doing this. It's gonna fuck you over. It's gonna ruin your whole situation. They're gonna kill your dogs, confiscate your dogs. They're gonna do all of this. You know, right, wrong, or indifferent. If you did something wrong, if you're breaking code and ordinance and you don't know you're breaking code, that's why I pushed for years and years. You brothers know your local laws. Know what's legal in your area. So when they do pop up, and I use the word when they pop up, not if, when they pop up, you know when you're in the right and when you're in the wrong. You know, there's an attack on these animals, and I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I had in my last video and shit, I had my daughter on here, and she's 17. And it's like one of those type of things where you start thinking, you know, if you'd have asked me, just say 20 years ago, are these dogs going to be here? I would have just immediately told you, yeah, this is America's breed. They ain't going nowhere. But in 2025, you know, I do wonder if when my daughter is an adult, is she going to be able to enjoy her animals like I've enjoyed mine over the years, you know? The path that we heading on with this shit. You know, it's getting borderline ridiculous. And it's self-inflicted. I've never been the one to get up here and play the victim and shit. Oh, this just happened to me. No, a lot of this shit's self-inflicted. A lot of people found themselves in situations that they were in and they were warned, hey, this is what it is, and they did it anyway. And, you know, you play Russian roulette. You can't be mad when that bullet's in the chamber and you pull the trigger. It is what it is. So, you know, just for the love of the dogs, I would advise all you young brothers, hey, man, tighten up. Even if you're not doing nothing wrong, move like you're doing something wrong. Tighten up. Make sure your shit's right. Don't get hemmed up. Because they, like I said before, and when I heard it the first time, it registered with me, but now it's something I truly do believe, that they rather see these dogs dead than you own them. And if you have that mentality, you should be okay. But if you think for a second that they playing, they not. And I hope all is well in YouTube land. I hope that was a decent update video. Like I said, I am off for the next 10 days, so I should have time to put out some videos. I just let my grass grow in real thick. I rebuilt my lawnmower. I got new battery, new belt, new blades. I got a lot of work I'm going to be doing. I got to build one kennel. I may show a video on that kennel getting built. It's one of my older chain link ones, but I want to bring it back from the dead. So, you know, I'm going to be working on the yard. Some people say it's a vacation. Like, that's not a vacation. But, you know, being with my animals is a vacation for me. I enjoy being back here working on the yard. It brings me peace. I live a very hectic lifestyle with what I do for a living. Because when the phone rings and somebody's AC is broke, I got to go get that money. Why I'm treasured over a lot of other technicians is because I don't let elderly people sit in a 95-degree house and say, oh, I'll get there when I can. I make it a priority to get to them, fix their equipment if it's fixable, replace the equipment if it needs to be replaced. You know, I move like that. So I'm real loyal to my clients and customers. I've been sitting here showing Yellow Queen for a minute. This is Yellow Queen, y'all. This is a buck to Russia daughter. But, you know, I'm real hectic this time of year, so bang the email. I hope everything was clear in the video. I hope everybody's good. You guys know what not to contact me about. A lot of these dogs have already been purchased. Like I said, 3 of them leaving within the next couple of days. So do the right thing with your dogs, use common sense, and y'all have a blessed one.